I'm not old, but like I'm getting older and, I want a future, you know what I mean? So I want a secure future where I'm going to be comfortable. So everything I'm doing now is strategic. So I'm laying down the groundwork for something that could be a well-oiled machine on its own later.
Welcome back to the 21st episode of the Vibes Podcast. I'm your co-host, Teddy.
And I'm Edvin.
And today we have a very special guest. She's a beauty blogger, YouTuber, Instagram influencer. I mean, just social media influencer overall. And also she's an actress, TENI PANOSIAN.
Hey guys.
What's up? How's everything?
Thank you for coming on. So you've been actually a very kind of requested guest from our female audience. We've been bringing on a lot of male audience. It's been more catered towards the males. Now we decided none other than to bring TENI PANOSIAN, one of the biggest names in the Glendale community. And like I said, you're a YouTuber, beauty blogger. I mean, things that telling the typical Armenian community, it's kind of like a unicorn here. So I want to know, how was TENI as a kid? I mean, were you always into fashion, into beauty? I mean, how did it start out?
TENI as a kid, I was an only child until I was 7. My brother was born when I was 7, so I had to entertain myself a lot for the first 7 years of my life. So I think a lot of what I did was, I don't know if the girls remember, the girls were my age, 30 and up, but they had these things like the bedazzler where you put beads on your own clothes. I definitely played with makeup a lot when I was younger, especially on my dance teams in high school. I would do everyone's makeup because they loved the way mine looked. I've been an artist my whole life. I've drawn and painted since I was a little kid. So I think that's kind of where it comes from. But just entertainment in general was, I grew up on Nickelodeon and watching all those great shows like Roundhouse, all that. Those shows that, I don't know, that kind of sparked that interest in me.
That kind of inspired you to do that.
So what started your entrepreneurial route? You started doing makeup a little bit, right, as a hobby?
Yeah, so I was never a makeup artist. A lot of people think I was a makeup artist. I've never been, and I've never done makeup on people as a trade. But I just, again, happened that skill set, that art skill set just transferred over to my face. So I started a beauty blog first, and this was after, I'd finished my master's degree. And it was at a time when jobs were terrible. It was really, the job market had crashed.
How long ago?
That was, I finished close to 2010.
Okay.
But I took a year or two after that to figure it out because I was either going to go corporate and make a killing. I'd do really well there. I'd be a shark. But I knew that creative would be missing. So that's when I really took the risk and went into acting. I said, look, I have all my schooling behind me. I have it to fall back on if I need to.
I did some stalking. USC grad?
Yes.
Nice. Fun. Yeah.
Boo.
He's UCL.
Yeah.
I'm a Trojan. Yeah, he's a Bruin. So
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to Clark.
Oh, nice.
I went to Clark, but I was a dancer, a cheerleader at Hoover.
Got it. Yeah,
so
we went to Hoover.
I went to Hoover for.
Got it.
Perfect. Yeah. Best of both.
Did you like Clark?
I loved Clark. It
Really?
was nice because we were class of 250 people.
Yeah.
You're closer.
And the administration was our second set of parents.
Yeah.
So.
Do you talk to anyone still from?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. My realtor actually, Monica. She's
Interesting.
a big realtor. In
Oh yeah.
and
From Artie Sarkeesian's office.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's one of my classmates from high school. I still have so many friends from high school.
Got it. And then what was your major in USC?
So my undergrad was communication.
Got it.
And then my master's degree was a communication management degree with an emphasis on marketing and brand strategy.
And where'd you go for that?
USC also.
Wow.
Through and through.
Yeah.
Yep.
Trojan.
Isn't it harder to get into the masters of USC if you already went to USC for bachelor's?
It is. But I think it just all happened the way it was supposed to because I remember graduation day for my bachelor's. I was like, oh my God, I don't actually know anything. I don't know anything more than I did when I came to school in the first place. I think I just played around a little too much.
I mean, not even that. It's whenever someone tells me something like that, I'm like, I took 8 years of Spanish, and to this day, I'm like, hola, and that's it. There's not much else I say.
It's application.
Yeah.
Practice.
Yeah. So after masters, you could have gone the corporate route, correct? Same. But I didn't go masters. But you decided to take a leap of faith and say no.
Yeah. Again, it was just knowing that the creative would have been missing. Maybe if I went into advertising, I still would have been able to have that. Like TBWA, like their office is unbelievable. It's like there's gargoyles everywhere. There's a basketball court. So it's a creative environment, but I just kind of knew that I wanted to create stuff on my own. So that's where the blog was born. I wanted to write. I've always been a wordsmith. I just really love writing. So.
But here's my thing. So I do this thing where I teach a course, so I have to like do different types of videos and advertising and things like that.
Sure.
And in terms of blogging, would you say you've transferred that over more to vlogging than blogging because a lot of people don't read anymore?
100%. So here's the thing. So people don't want to read as much anymore. It's just a consequence of society in general, just getting
laziness,
a little
You want everything fast too. So
exactly, and they want quick, cheap entertainment, like and short too. So the thing is, though, the only thing I actually own is my blog. YouTube could disappear tomorrow.
Right, exactly.
Instagram could disappear tomorrow. The only thing that I have intellectual rights to completely is my blog. So that's not something I'll ever abandon. And I enjoy writing, enjoy creating blog content. It just doesn't happen as often as the video content because, again, you need to deliver that so quickly.
Right. And how often do you blog?
So it varies. There could be a period of time where I'm so busy that I'd go like 3 weeks without blogging. And then sometimes I'd like to make that more consistent, but just even once a week, that's like a good,
And what's the majority of it consist of?
It's, and here's the thing. When I started MissMaven.com, that was just strictly beauty. And now it's expanded into almost like I call it a digital diary. So I can talk about anything on there.
You have a lot of travel on there.
Yes.
Your new home that you just purchased in July. Congratulations on that.
It was finished in July. I purchased it the July before.
Wow.
Patience.
So you have a lot of that, and that's something that more further I want to talk to you about. It's called Remarks. And on like I watched your home tour. I'm a realtor myself.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So I'm like really into stuff like that, just design stuff. And on top of like you saying you're an artist, you did your entire home, and it came out so beautiful.
Thank
I mean,
you.
how did you get that like vision? It's because it's different when you're doing it on a face, you're doing it on like art on a home.
Yeah. I think it's this fixation I've had with beautiful homes since I was a kid. I think when you grow up in an environment very different than that, my family didn't have money, so I didn't grow up in a house like that. So ever since I was a kid, just even watching TV, seeing these TV families and these beautiful homes they live in. So ever since I was a little kid, I've just been dreaming about this. So it's been in my mind for all these years, just kind of dreaming up this kind of style that I like and just remembering things that stuck out to me. So this has been in the making for many years.
You designed it yourself?
I did, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shared a pool.
You proud of it?
I'm so, you have no idea. I mean, the people ask me, they're like, how was the process and would you do it again? And my initial reaction is hell no, I wouldn't do it again because the stress is so overwhelming. And I'm one person. I don't have like a husband to like help me with everything. So I just kind of made every decision on my own, which I'm very proud of, but it is taxing.
Yeah. It came out so much. It's a 27-minute long video of her entire thing, and I sat down and watched the entire thing because it was so nice. I mean, going from the kitchen to your guest, the pineapple room, it was just like...
I still have to do an outdoor tour. So
the outdoor, just the pool alone, like it's very cool. Like it's a different home than Glendale. So if you guys haven't seen that video, definitely check it out on our YouTube channel. But watching that, I also noticed there's a PS4 in your living room. Do you play? Or
I do. Ever since I was a kid, another thing that
it's just
have
a game.
Been playing. Yeah, I love games.
What games do you like right now?
Now, I really like Mortal Kombat X. I like Armageddon too. Yeah, no, really. I like killing games.
Yeah, awesome.
But I also like Assassin's Creed, Bloodborne. I don't play really like the FIFA games.
So interesting.
I just got the recent Assassin's Creed Origins, and it's a beautiful. It's amazing.
I dressed up as the guy for Halloween.
No. You should definitely check it out.
As someone that went on to make this their occupation, I'm very curious. What does your day consist of? I know today you're extremely busy.
Yeah.
So what does TENI do every day?
Here's the thing. So I work Sunday to Sunday.
Okay.
I don't have like weekends, But I could just take, for example, a Tuesday and say, you know what, today I'm just going to hang out with my family, or I'm going to, you know, I'll ask my mom to take the day off too. We'll go shopping, or I'll hang out with the dogs. I have that option and that power to do that. But that also means that I'll be working probably 17 hours the next day, or like I'll be working late into the night. I'll be working the entire weekend. That happens. So my day-to-day is so different. It usually starts with like I'll wake up, I'll make sure the world hasn't burned down, just look at Twitter, make sure everything's okay. And then I'll turn on Morning Joe while I, you know, work. I go through emails, like to clean up my inbox. And if there's something pressing from my agent, for example, like I'll get on it and I'll do it. But a lot of it is research. You know what I mean? Like, what's my next video going to be? What kind of look will I do? What kind of, you know, putting together an editorial calendar. So, and it's like, it's just me, myself, and I. So it's not like I can be like, hey, could you get me a list of
But you have more control, obviously.
Yes, of course.
So what do you look at for? I mean, people look at you for an inspiration for like makeup and blog and beauty and things like that. Who do you look up to, or what do you look at? Like when you research, what are you looking at?
Like what inspires you?
Honestly, a lot of what inspires me is music. So I'll be listening to a piece and automatically I'll visualize a great video inspired by that kind of the vibe of the music.
What type of music do you listen to?
Oh my God, everything. Like I was just listening to Perfect Circle on my way over here.
I don't know what that is.
Tool? Yeah. Tool, the guy from Tool.
Really?
No?
I just listen to strictly hip hop.
Oh, okay. Hip-hop? I mean, I love hip hop, but like good hip hop from like years ago.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah, of course. 100%.
But music is a huge, and people get a little bit perplexed when I say music. They can't really imagine how music inspires something visual, but it for me it does. It becomes an entire like motion picture in my head when I'm listening to a piece.
That's
of music.
very interesting, actually. Speaking of your 17-hour days, I mean, a lot of people, like, especially the community that we're reaching out to now, the Armenian community, they think, okay, we're just gonna pick up a camera, put makeup on our face, and just put it on YouTube and just get money, tons of money, and just like not work for 2 weeks, go travel the world, because you do a lot of traveling. Yes. So I want, like, I kind of
you want to debunk that?
I want.
Let's debunk.
I want to debunk that and kind of show the true entrepreneurship route and what it takes, and maybe there are some people that rather do that than study, let's say, for so and so, go be a doctor and a lawyer, whatever that their parents want to do. Maybe they are artistic, but they don't see the monetary value from it and how to acquire that monetary value, which kind of leads them and stirs them in the direction where the parents are taking them.
Yes. And I do notice that a lot in our community, especially because obviously the parents only want the best for their kids. Of course. But I do see, for example, in the entertainment industry, when I'm talking to, you know, DPs and directors and ADs, they aren't really doing it for the money. They really, truly love it. You know, they really love the art of, you know, again, they're putting in 20-hour days sometimes. I've been on set for that long before, and like just seeing people keep going, and they're doing the same thing the next. I'm wrapped. They're doing the same thing the next day and the day after that. So I think right now is a time where you can really harness the opportunity that the internet is offering, because I did this just from my bedroom. Like it started there. It's obviously a much bigger operation now, but you know, for the people who think it's just, you know, you're gonna grab a camera and you know, do one thing a day and then for the rest of the week you're chilling. There could perhaps there are people on YouTube that, you know, run their operation that way, but I'm looking for longevity. Yeah. So again, I'm obviously, like, I'm not old, but like I'm getting older, and you know, I want a future. You know what I mean? So I want a secure future where I'm going to be comfortable. So everything I'm doing now is strategic. So I'm laying down the groundwork for something that could be a well-oiled machine on its own later. You know, you talk about licensing, you talk about, you know, even with properties, you know, that could be another opportunity, even digitally speaking. Yeah. So I think, you know, people like to concoct what they think something is without really knowing what it is, but I can assure you it's nothing close to just, you know, flipping your hair on camera and calling it a day.
But Teni, let's be real for a sec. If I'm trying to, let's say, do what you're doing, right? And I'm first starting out, I can record 50 videos, put them up on YouTube. Each one gets like 50 views. and nothing comes out of it. So what separated you, or what did you do differently? How old were you when you? I don't know. Like how long?
I'm
ago
33
maybe?
now, so I started when I was 28.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at 28, you're putting up, let's say, videos. You're putting up blogs. How do you get people to read or watch? Because I've done this and I've gotten like hundreds of views. I'm like, yo, I give up.
So,
You have about
we're-
1.2 million subs now.
Right.
So like, how do you get those? I mean, I think that's because that's the monetary value
Yes,
right there.
yes, of course.
So of course there's some things that you do that it's your own and it's your secrets and whatnot. But that's the one thing that like, there's no counselor telling you, hey, Tenny, if you do this, you'll get into the million subs.
Exactly.
But there's a counselor telling someone, hey, if you take this class, you'll be a doctor.
Yeah, of course.
So
that's actually a great way to put that question, because those of us on YouTube right now are having a hard time too, just with growth, because YouTube itself has changed a lot.
Algorithms.
Well, the biggest change, I think, the algorithm is now AI. So it's no longer people regulating anything. So how do you keep a consistent, system going when it's artificial and day by day it changes. So it's frustrating for creators because it makes way for a lot of these clickbait videos to do well. It's trash in my opinion. And it does nothing for the artist community. There's the same artists are still making the same good content and people are complaining about, well, I wish YouTube used to be, was the way it used to be. So those people are still making the content. It's just not as visible anymore because of this new algorithm.
I mean, I could put hot sauce in my eye and get more views than you.
100%. And the thing is,
it's all about thumbnail at this day.
Keywords, but
just doing crazy to get noticed.
Exactly.
Like going into
when I started on YouTube, you talked about if you put up videos, you get 50 views. It's the industry. We're talking about beauty. Beauty is the one thing that is everlasting, and it always has been. Even if you're not in a position to have disposable income to like buy a bunch of, one lipstick is all it takes to make you feel good. You know what I mean? So that's the difference.
But then I can also say I've seen a lot of vloggers in beauty that have like maybe 5,000, 10,000 subscribers and aren't as big as you. So maybe what was there like a certain video that put you over the edge, or what was it?
No, and again, at the time when I started, the formula was put up a video once a week consistently at the same time, same day of the week. And that's really what would ensure your growth.
Got it. So just consistency, and people started liking you.
And obviously you have to make it high quality stuff.
Even today, I feel like consistency is key.
Yes.
If you're doing anything, I mean, you can't just go to the gym one day and then think you're going to go. You have to consistently go to see
I've
growth.
gone into a position now where I do have a little more leverage to choose quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Even though I should be more consistent with posting. I'm in this weird fork where I'm like, what road do I want to take? Do I want to succumb to the YouTube?
And it's hard, huh?
Oh my gosh, it is so hard. Like I want to maintain my integrity, and I always will, but you have to find a way to play the game at the same time, because you don't want to put in all that hard work and have, your work go unseen or unappreciated.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so as an entrepreneur, I guess your line of work is similar to someone saying, hey, mom, dad, I don't want to go to college. I don't want to go corporate. I want to go do my own thing. Was it tough to were people like cousins, family looking at you like weird, like, what is she doing? Because I know a lot of people look at me like that.
Well, I guess it depends how your family sees you. Because when I told my family what I was going to do, nobody questioned anything, because they know how hard-headed I am, and they know I have a vision and a plan, and I'm just going to furiously plow through anything to get to it. Right. So I'm very lucky. I had a very supportive family to I mean, there were days I had like $17 in my bank account. I couldn't pay for my little Prius, and like my mom would help me out. Even though she doesn't, I mean, she works for the school district, she doesn't have like a crazy job, but they struggled with me and like helped me along the way. I had it pretty easy in that regard.
Got it. What does your brother do? Weird question.
My brother is he's fresh out of school, and it's like this different generation where like it's not even a different generation, but I feel like his age group is a little more like flighty and just he does like the day trading stuff and that he buys and sells, and it's working for him. But I'm like, I need you to find something that's gonna work for the long term.
Right.
I mean, looking up to his older sister,
Yeah.
it's inspiring because he doesn't want to take also that route. Maybe he wants to do his own thing.
Absolutely, and I try to encourage it as much as I can, but. You know, the one thing that you have to have that I won't compromise is you have to like sacrifice and work hard. You know, nothing's going to happen magically. Nothing's going to magically happen for you because you're my brother.
Yeah.
I mean, I would hate to be your brother because
He hates it.
Everyone would be like, "Oh, you're Tenny's sister."
You're
Or something. I'm
Tenny's
like,
sister.
come on, man. I'm my own person.
Yeah.
you
No,
know?
I know he's really, really proud of me, and he's such a good kid. Like, I love my brother so much. But yeah, I think sometimes he's just like,
I mean, he's not alone. I mean, all of our viewers, majority of them, I would say, they're in that same situation where we're in this realm of like coming to that real life kind of that realization that hey, we got to do something, and it's like everybody's looking for that like quick thing because there's a lot of trends that go on, and if you catch a trend, you can obviously kind of make it such a bigger thing. Like there's people that made millions on like day trading and bitcoins and all that stuff, but it's more so that, again, I want you to kind of like push on that working hard ethic,
100%.
that it doesn't just come
and
like
that's
with picking up a
unfortunately-
camera. It comes through working hard. And
well, it's not even just picking up the camera with anything. I mean, how many people do you know now that just will get out of college and go straight into a salaried job? It's nobody. I mean, that's the most respectable thing to do, but, you know, a lot of people just aren't doing it anymore because societally things have changed so much that, you know, Generation Y now is a lot of people working from home. A lot of people are still living at home with their parents while they're figuring it out. It's like, that's just how it is now. It's not how it used to be. And I'm still trying to decide if that's a good or bad thing. Cause one, it poses opportunity for people to really do amazing things. I mean, I could tell you a quick list of 10 people who've done extraordinary things just because of the time we're living in. But at the same time, it could also make way for just kind of like missing an opportunity to, you know, climb the corporate ladder.
Yeah.
Right. Do you know who your audience is?
Yes.
What's the age range?
So I have a little more of a mature audience. So it ranges from 18 to about 44.
Wow.
Yeah. So with the bulk of them being between 25 and 30.
Got it. And would you say only like a small amount of them are Armenians?
No, I see love from Armenians all the time, and they're very vocal about it, and I appreciate it so much.
Because they're so proud.
Yeah, of course, and
it's awesome.
I am proud when I see that too. So it makes me really happy.
What do you think about someone like Kim Kardashian?
I think it's to our detriment to talk about someone like that.
Got it.
It just doesn't do anything for anybody.
It just because the reason I'm asking is because when people say Armenian, like the highest that you can think of is like a Kim Kardashian. And a lot of people will say, "Yo, we're not like that," or like that's not like the majority of us. Like we're.
But also, do they speak Armenian? Do they do Armenian traditions?
Right.
Like, I don't count them as Armenians because it's. I mean, I think they've done good things for the genocide, for example, brought a lot of attention to that, and I appreciate that. But otherwise, it's like, I'm gonna need a little more from you.
Yeah, got it.
From someone in your position, I'm gonna need a little more.
Yeah. Okay, so what advice would you give new bloggers that are coming in at this time with different algorithm, different life, different? How would they start? If you were starting now, what would you do?
You know, I think the first piece of advice I would give is to just be yourself and play up your strengths, and don't just look at what's popular and do that, because again, you can't maintain that for a very long time if you're just trying to do what other people are doing that's working. So I think just being authentic and like my personality, I'm not off the wall, really entertaining. I could be if I was playing a role, but the real me when I'm on camera on my YouTube channel, I'm just your everyday girl next door, you know.
But it's not hard because you're yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny to me because a lot of people will say, you know, how do you do it? Like, how do you talk on camera? Like, it's just you and a camera in a room. There's nobody around. If something bad happens, you can just edit it out. But
Building
people are
that
terrified.
energy.
You know what's funny? It's like, for example, even us, when we first started this podcast, like, of course, it's not live, so we can edit it out or we can replay it. But as soon as you click that red button,
It's the WB frog.
You feel like there's like 1,000 people behind that.
Like you freeze up and you're like, oh, Like
It's very interesting.
but no, it's only you and this camera. It's weird. I don't know what it is, but it makes you freeze up. And I feel like a lot of people get like that makes them not want to do it because like what happens is I see a lot of people like the reason I like me and Ted together, for example, is because we've been friends for so long.
Sure.
We're very
We
natural.
play off of each other,
right?
yeah.
We're very natural. But like if I was sitting here with someone that I just met, I'm like, yo, let's do a podcast together. I'd be very formal with them, and it wouldn't be fun, playful, you know. So I feel like a lot of people when they come on or they just get in front of a camera, they freeze up and they're not themselves. So it doesn't attract the right audience.
Yeah, I totally get that. And if that's the case, I mean, maybe that's not where you belong. Maybe like for me, I would love to have a future behind the camera because I love to produce videos. Like that is, if you look at my favorite videos are like my style diaries, my travel diaries, because those are really telling a story, and it's an opportunity to do things in a little more of a cinematic style. I love that aspect.
I noticed that on some of your videos that. And I thought that you had a cameraman doing all that work and the editing, but it's all you.
If it's not a beauty video, if it's a video where I need my full body, I mean, if there was a way that I could shoot myself, I would find it and I would do it. But I direct, but whoever has the camera will actually man the camera. So that's the one thing. The one thing that I can't do is like record myself, you know. Yeah. So even though somebody else is recording, I'll give them like a shot list and like direct them while they're shooting, but I edit everything on my own.
That's awesome. Did you take classes for that, or you just
it's trial and error?
Just came.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of like classes, I mean, did you ever take directing classes, but any acting classes or anything that helped you? Because you landed some pretty awesome roles.
Yeah.
How was it working with Snoop Dogg? I mean,
that was great. That was a fun project, actually. Great. I mean, the whole cast crew, everybody was really fun. Wiz Khalifa and Snoop Dogg. Yeah. We'd have to cut a lot for them to go do their thing.
That's crazy.
But you know, those you know, I've done that. I've done like NBC shows. I've done Lifetime shows. I prefer feature films because it's more relaxed and you get more freedom in the way that you could switch up the lines, improv a little bit. TV is a little more like you gotta just, you know, go by because they do that every day, Monday through Friday. But as far as training, I 100% definitely trained before I went on any of those auditions, and I stopped about 4 years ago because digital was taking off for me. And I told my agents, I was like, you're gonna have to stop sending me out on auditions. They're like, no actor has ever said that to us. I'm like, I can't, I'm so busy.
But digital, we're talking about YouTube.
Yes, exactly. So recently in November, I got back into class. I'm missing acting so much.
Really?
So
nice. So you're trying to go back into that traditional kind of very awesome.
I miss it.
Here's my question. You live in Glendale, so I'm sure, and with your following, I'm sure you get recognized a lot, correct?
Yeah.
So do you think that you'd be cool with like let's say like a Selena Gomez fame where you can't even leave your house normally?
No, and I don't think that I have what it takes to get to that level. And let me explain what I mean. I think I'm I really truly adore and cherish my privacy, and just I will always live in Glendale, 5 minutes from my mom. I like being able to walk out and talk with people. So I don't have that, like, I don't have the stamina for that level. But I just want to go out there and do good work and be recognized for good work. That's it.
Speaking of, what should we see in the future for TENI? What's coming up?
Well, I'm going to start auditioning very soon, so hopefully you'll see me on the big screen at some point. But also, I think you're probably going to see some merchandising from me too.
Got it. Awesome, yeah.
Not to be blunt, but why haven't we seen any yet?
It hasn't been like a passion point for me. Again, I'm so married to like just video content and producing like cool videos. I've got some really great ones in mind coming up in the next few months. But I think I'm starting to finally get that itch for, you know, where's the hole in the market? Where could I fill it? And I'm starting to dream up names and images and things like that. So I think it just took for me to finally get like the itch to do it.
Now, by merch, we're talking apparel, or we're talking like a beauty line, or
I think it would be a product lines. It could be in beauty, it could be in sleepwear, it could be in home interiors. You never know.
Ways to go with that.
Very nice.
you can build it. I mean, here's my question: when we're speaking monetary, like this also interests me, but I've talked to people that have, let's say, a couple 100,000 followers that are broke. Okay, so they don't really know how to monetize their influence. Correct. So how, without getting too specific, how do you, is it like mainly through running ads? Like what is it?
So ads for me are like hard. It's like chump change a month. You know, it's not anything compared to what I'm making with, so it's usually like brand sponsorships, so partnerships with brands. So my agent and I put our heads together and we think about, you know, who we could work with. Usually brands will approach her and she'll sort of run it by me. Are you interested in working with this brand? Do you like their products? And if it's a green light, then we can talk about what that partnership's going to look like. But again, this is where I approach everything a little more of that corporate way because I have that schooling. I know how to talk to brands. I go straight to the executives and we talk, and they trust me to take on that responsibility to represent their brand because they see that I'm not just on the creative. I know what they're trying to accomplish as you know what I mean? The corporate.
You have both sides, the front and back end.
So I think that's a good selling point for me specifically. And this is why, you know, there's tons of people way bigger than me, but I end up getting the deals because, you know, the brands will trust me.
You go that extra mile. Got it. What's one of the favorite brands you've worked with?
Gosh, so many great ones. Maybelline has been a really wonderful partner. I mean, this is our second year working together, and just a great team. I love their products. Everybody, Dior has been great. La Mer.
These are some big names.
I mean, I think about it. I'm like, wow, like this is great.
I feel like of course you've put in so much hard work, but like when you see success this fast, right? It's kind of like, and I'm not trying to say like it was fast, like, but like, isn't it just like what's going on? Like my life is moving so fast.
It is, but it's also, I'm still so focused and not looking back. I'm still trying to achieve more that I'm not, I hardly stop and think like I need to be better about that, about just taking in the present. Because I'm so like, okay, what's next? What are we doing? We got 2 mortgages. We gotta go.
I feel like that's good though, because if you stop, then you kind of get distracted.
Yeah, and you could start slacking and get comfortable.
And then
but it's also hard to appreciate because I also have that weakness as well. Like I'm not looking at my accomplishments. I just go forward and like it's kind of like like relax for a second, like look around you, and it's very hard for me to do that.
I have that mostly like when I'm in my home. Sometimes I look around, I'm like, did this really happen? Or like if I'm in Marrakesh and like the most beautiful resort in the world, looking around going, well, how am I here right now? Those moments, I mean, I really take those in, but they're momentary because then my mind goes right back to work.
Yeah. I guess it just if it's your passion, like sometimes like if I'm like on like a 3-day vacation, like by the second day I'm like I really want to get back and work. It's just like I want to.
I've never booked a vacation.
Really?
No, I really have never. I think the closest thing to a vacation is like 2 Christmases ago. My family and I, we decided we're just going to go to Palm Springs for the weekend. Nice. That was our Christmas. Yeah. We had a very California Christmas. Yeah. But yeah, I've never really booked a vacation.
Very interesting. Wow. Hard work.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like 3 days is always the limit anyway for a vacation. After the 3rd day.
And I'll take my laptop no matter what.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we almost wrap up, I know you got to get to your chiropractor. If you weren't doing all of this, if you weren't vlogging, influencer, what do you think you would be doing?
There are a couple of potential scenarios. I could have possibly gone into advertising, and again, this is mostly what we talked about in my master's program. It was actually applied learning, so we would actually work on companies and like their consulting and their whatever it was, their branding. So I could have potentially done advertising, or I would have just gone into production and been on the other side of the camera altogether.
Okay. Did you ever watch Mad Men?
No.
Mm-mm. That's like all advertising.
Yeah,
cool.
I've heard. Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's all back into just like art. Yeah. Anything in the art form.
Yeah.
It's just always been your passion.
Mind works. I'm terrible at math, but I remember walking into class like all my math tests would be like C-, like, oh crap, like I'm terrible at this. And then all my essays and my papers would be like A's, A+, like, okay,
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to cater to your strengths. Like,
Exactly.
I'm the complete opposite. Like, I can't draw a straight line, but like, I'm very good at math.
I'm
so,
jealous.
So I gotta go that route. You know, like if you let it up to me to design my home,
Yeah.
you wouldn't want to walk in. Like, it would just be like a plain
And then
couch.
the problem is some people obsess over their negative traits, so they
Yeah.
try so hard to make it better.
Yeah.
Whereas they have a good trait. Why don't
Sure.
you just make that one
Yeah.
the best thing ever?
I'm not gonna cry about the fact that I can't do algebra.
Big deal. Yeah, that you
Well, if I
hire
have a
someone
kid
to
one
do
day,
it.
I'm not gonna be able to help them with their homework.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. Is there anything else you want to add before I quick speed
No,
round?
let's do the rapid questions.
Ooh.
Okay, it's not too many. It's not too serious. But
I have a couple too that.
favorite place to travel?
Oh, Morocco
Morocco.
is beautiful.
Okay, name 5 things you can't live without.
My dogs, my family, sunscreen, books, Game of Thrones,
Wow.
Interesting. Okay, coffee or tea?
tea, sadaf, 100%.
Nice.
You don't like coffee?
No,
Oh my
not
god.
into coffee.
I'm kind of judging you.
You know what? I did a deal with Nespresso, and so they came to my home
I saw
and shot.
that.
Yeah, and they gifted me machines. Ever since I got them, I've been drinking cappuccinos
Got
because
it.
they're delicious. I mean, they're so good.
But
So.
you're not like a dark coffee.
No.
Just
Don't worry, Nespresso doesn't wash it.
Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Early bird.
Really? What time do you wake up?
Like 6 o'clock, I'm up, and I'm getting ready for bed around 9 o'clock.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I can't do that. Like,
Because I have to watch my shows too.
Yeah.
So
but here's the thing. Like, let's say Friday, Saturday comes.
yeah,
Like, if you want to hang out with friends,
come over.
like you don't like you're not out partying till 1 a.m.
No.
God.
I had my good college years, and it was fun.
But
You know,
now it's-
ending up on a bus stop somewhere, and my
Yeah.
friends
Yeah.
finding me, waking up on the porch, all that stuff.
you've lived through that.
But
She owns her own house now. She's living over.
yeah.
So that was my next
I'm
question.
tired.
I think this is answered. Stay in or go out?
Oh,
Stay,
100% stand. Yeah.
Okay. And my last question. Yeah, what were you saying?
I have one I want to ask is favorite restaurant.
Favorite restaurant in the world?
Sure, and then we'll do another one in the city.
Oh, so in the city, gosh. Well, I was just at Yuzu. It was a great
Sushi.
I've
Yeah.
never been.
I've heard a lot of
it's
good things.
bomb. But what else is good? I like Monty. Monty's pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you rather have a burger or sandwich?
Sandwich? Yeah, sandwich.
Got it.
Chicken or beef?
I don't really eat meat.
Vegetarian?
I should ask you if
I
you're
mean,
vegan.
I don't know.
I tried doing it one day. That was it.
I was strict vegetarian for 6 years.
Really?
And
Wow.
because of my traveling, I've gotten a little more lenient about it. But there's a great fake meat options these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good ones.
It's not the
Not-
same.
definitely
Don't knock
not
my
the
fake meat.
And my last question before we wrap this up: are you dating anyone?
I am not.
No.
Ooh.
So Penny's single. I don't know if she's ready to mingle. She's focused on her work.
It's a difficult arena because a lot of guys won't touch it. Like they don't want to come near a successful woman.
It's intimidating.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I don't want you anyways. If you can't handle it.
Of course. Yeah, that's definitely okay. So, I've wrapped up all my questions. Thank you so much for coming on, Penny.
Of course.
Tenny's, your blog's website is remarks.com. It's spelled QUES.
QUES, no K.
We'll have that in the description.
All of
Your
that in the
YouTube channel is Tenny Panosian, Instagram Tenny Panosian, Twitter Tenny Panosian, all that.
Do you still use Twitter a lot?
I do, yeah.
Have you seen the what's it called? Like people are less on it. Like I'll see someone with like millions of followers and like they'll barely get like comment like versus Instagram like.
Yeah, I'm definitely more active on Instagram, but Twitter's a nice place to just connect with people and answer quick questions, exchange jokes, you know.
Good quick news too, I
GIFs.
feel like.
And it's
Yeah.
and I feel like you're more
Memes.
laid back too. You can post something there that you wouldn't post on
100%,
Instagram.
100%, yeah.
Got it.
But we'll have all of that, all of your info in the bio. Thank you so much for coming
Yeah,
on.
thank you for having me.
A lot of our audience, the female audience, hopefully we cater to them. But again, thank you for coming on. And from the Vibes guys and Tenny, peace out.